The latest Call of Duty is finally here. You know, the game franchise where the graphics look next gen, the gameplay feels buttery smooth, the zombies mode is up to its usual bloodthirsty tricks, and the campaign AI appears to be coded by 3 raccoons in a trench coat. Hey, it's Cobra here to save you all from the paid dishonest sellout opinions out there on games, movies, and shows. Topic of discussion today is Black Ops 7, a game full of fun multiplayer madness, running for your life from the undead, and a well-written and well-structured realistic war campaign containing this.
What?
In today's video, we're doing a full, brutally honest review of this game. I'm gonna walk you through everything like graphics, multiplayer, zombies, and the questionable campaign. Then I'm gonna give you my ups and downs for the game so you can decide if it makes you hungry for more or if you want to take another pass on Call of Duty again this year. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves though, I want to thank all 2,400 of you that have subscribed to the channel so far. Would love to hit 3,000 by the time 2026 rolls around, and I'm confident we can do that. So if you want to help us grow and enjoy videos about games, movies, and shows, then maybe consider hitting that subscribe button to stick around for the future. Also be sure to check out the video I uploaded the other day, ranking every multiplayer map in BO7 from worst to best. Link will be in the description, but without further ado, let's talk about Black Ops 7. Believe it or not, there was actually a moment, a beautiful, innocent moment, where I truly believe the Black Ops 7 might be the best COD in years. I was playing zombies, customizing my loadout, building perks like a mad scientist, wall running like a caffeinated monkey in multiplayer, and I genuinely thought, wow, Treyarch kinda nailed it a bit this year. Then I opened up the campaign and my hope for this game died quicker than my paycheck on payday. Then I had to reconnect with my therapist to discuss exactly why I'm playing through this painful game mode, and that session brought up a lot of shit, let me tell you that, and just leave it there. Also, before moving any further forward, this campaign irritated me so much that spoilers might be ahead, so skip the campaign section of this video if you don't want to be spoiled on this awful story for whatever reason. Anyways, in this year's game, they decided to once again break away from the Cold War era and head back towards Black Ops 2 territory. You might think that would be a good thing, but you would also be wrong thinking that. 10 years after Black Ops 2, you find yourself playing as David Mason, a JSOC operative. As Mason, you are now in pursuit of a returning antagonist, Raul Menendez, and on top of that, a powerful tech-based group called the Guild. And the Guild is where this stupid mode goes off the rails for me. Introducing their bioweapons and hallucinogens. Fear toxins are what we're talking about here in Call of Duty in 2025, let's put it that way. AKA the Cradle, or as I like to call it, fucking dumb. During your time experiencing this toxin, which is like half the damn campaign, you'll fight these zombie-like things and of course plenty of bosses, making you second guess if you bought the latest Dark Souls game by mistake. But no worries, you'll quickly realize this isn't a Dark Souls game at all, because those bosses in those games are actually Game of the Year worthy. But here you just get the same repetitive, boring, long fights that overstay their welcome. If you can't tell already, I hate every aspect of this mode. I feel like they were attempting to go towards the direction of Black Ops 1 with its psychological elements, but what they ended up with was one of, and I seriously mean maybe the worst thing I've actually ever played in this genre. I just don't get it, man. How did we go from this, not just in the Call of Duty series, but in the Black Ops series itself? To this absolutely ridiculous garbage. What are we doing, Call of Duty? Yes, I get it. Gameplay has always been more on the arcadey shooter side of things, and I'm cool with that because it's a video game at the end of the day. But we used to get these really intriguing, realistic toned war-based stories. Now we spend half of the time in the campaign inside of a dream like we're Batman fighting Scarecrow in Arkham Asylum. And another franchise, I'd probably say there's some decent stuff at play here, but this is a war-based franchise, not a fantasy toned game series. Want to put this stuff even in zombies? Then okay, that's fine. Stay weird over over there, and I fully invite this kind of new over-the-top stuff. I can't say it enough. Grounded, gritty, and mostly believable are what comes to mind when I think of early life good Call of Duty games. Now though, you could show this stuff to me and I wouldn't even slightly guess what franchise this crap is a part of. My guess would be closer to a Marvel multiverse game than Call of Duty, and don't even get me started on actually playing through this crap either. Remember when you'd be put into somewhat intense and memorable stealth sections, or have these firefights against dozens of enemies that die in a few shots like real people do? Well, now everyone's a complete damage sponge like your latest Ubisoft RPGs out there. You'll face off against dozens, and I mean literally dozens of enemies at once sometimes, and you'll have to put half of your clip to get through a single guy. And I get it for the robots or the juggernaut people from time to time, but the standard dudes out there are taking bullets like you're flicking them. Plus, on top of that, the AI intelligence didn't get the memo for this game. Yes, COD has always been a little bit below average as far as enemy logic goes, and I'll always criticize them for that, but my goodness here, these idiots in this campaign are unbearable. They run into walls, sprint into gunfights like a doorbuster Black Friday sale is going down, and they'll forget you even exist mid-fight and stand there like they're posing for a Renaissance portrait. They think making everyone a bullet sponge makes it difficult, but all it does is bore me, and I found myself going through the motions not even a third of the way through this BS. So let's talk ups and downs for this miserable mode. My first massive down goes to the ridiculous over-the-top fantasy tone that I hate every single bit of, which parallels the enemy AI perfectly for the second down here. I was legit tearing my hair out shooting through these bland, dumb sponges. And another down for those boss fights, speaking of sponges. Call of Duty forgot its own war tone plot and dropped us into an RPG game instead, so I decided to forget my positivity. One final down for this being online only and not letting me pause the game. Not a big enough point to talk about on its own, but it was a problem while I'm trying to take notes for my video and can't even pause while I'm playing by myself. Now that I am sad and depressed from the campaign, let's get over to the meat of the bones for a Call of Duty game, the multiplayer and its gameplay, and thankfully there are a lot more positives going on over here. Before even entering a match, big shout out to this game for finally listening to us and letting us stay with our lobbies for more than one match. If I want to sit here and listen to people talk some shit in the chat,
then shut up, G.I. Joe.
Oh, you shut your face. Shut your face.
Then that's my choice. If I want to personally go after one guy the next 5 matches because of this.
Oh, Piggy, give me kisses.
Then that's my decision. Rematch all the sweats, trash talkers, and 0.2 KD people your heart desires. Should have never left the series in the first place, and I'm happy to report that it is back. As far as the maps go when you're ready to jump into a multiplayer match, the exact word I use a lot this year is solid. And most of them truly are just that. They're not reinventing the wheel, but they're functional, polished, readable, and fun to fight on. There's a strong sense of flow on most of them, and firefights naturally steer you towards interesting choke points instead of running around boring outer circles like they did in Black Ops 6. Although the maps this year do kind of struggle with very similar DNA issues, once you start playing them more and more you realize this. Yes, they are mostly solid, but the 3-lane energy is just everywhere. While I enjoy a 3-lane layout approach for Call of Duty specifically, it would have been nice to see them try something unique on a few of these maps instead. But okay, you're about ready to load in and want to set your classes up. Well, expect a very identical look to last year with this. It's legit the same attachment and perk system as last year with renamed stuff instead, and you know why that is? Because the game is a full-priced DLC for BO6. Shh, don't tell anybody.
I just want to steal people's money.
And going with that, another major issue I had with the weapon side of things is the paid Vault Edition guns being the best guns in the game without a question.
I just want to steal people's money.
I swear on everything, 2 days in I had a 0.5 KD, and I know KD isn't everything, but it does measure your killing success rate. So I said, you know what? I don't ever buy these stupid special editions, but I've noticed in recent years, when Call of Duty wants your money, they're most likely gonna make the paid stuff better than the base stuff. And would you believe it? Out of my curiosity, I searched online what guns were doing the best in BO7 so far, and 4 out of the 5 guns that I found were all Vault Edition weapons.
Now, isn't that a coincidence?
So for testing purposes, I stomached upgrading to the Vault Edition since the base game was free with Game Pass. And while I'm sad to report that my KD is all the way up to 1.24 already just from switching to these guns. This is the kind of thing that makes me sour away from modern day shooters. Seriously, almost every single match now I have a 2 KD when I was struggling to land 2 kills most matches beforehand. But besides Treyarch ripping you off with pay-to-win guns, what else is actually new this year? We got Omni Movement last year, we got these fresh new menus in 2019, and now this year we get a new wall jumping mechanic.
Yay, go us!
It's not quite wall running like Black Ops 3, but I will say I found myself enjoying it. This is what Black Ops does so well nowadays. It's chaotic and fun in the best kind of way for the most part. It's one of these things that half the community will love and the other half will question its existence. Me personally, wall jumping isn't too much to handle here. If it was a consistent non-stop thing, I'd be more towards the meh category with it, but it's only usable in some areas of these maps, and it blends perfectly with the Omni Movement from last year to give players as much control as possible, which does go hand in hand with the always top-notch gunplay Call of Duty delivers year after year as of late. Rip on Call of Duty all you want, I do it too, but at the end of the day, you can't deny how good the shooting feels in these latest games. Over the last few weeks, I've been playing the old Black Ops games for a video coming out later this month on the channel. Spoiler, I'm going to be ranking every Black Ops game from worst to best, so don't miss that. Does it get over the top sometimes? Yes, but that's kind of another thing I enjoyed in BO7 over BO6. Yes, there's still plenty of sweaty tryhards doing their thing, but in my opinion, the whole running around like chickens with their heads cut off vibe was slightly toned down this year compared to BO6. I could be wrong on that, but that was just the way I was feeling as a whole. I'll tell you something else I was feeling, tons and tons of lag. Something I don't usually have an issue with as far as Call of Duty goes, but it gets real bad at times. I never know how to fully dive into detail about lag, but just look at this. It wasn't even just multiplayer either, the campaign was plagued with this issue as well. Unacceptable stuff here, do better Call of Duty. Let's start doing some ups and downs here, and this is going to be a longer section for this because there's a lot of them. Let's give it down for that lag I just talked about a moment ago. You do receive it way too often, although when things aren't lagging, I gotta give the game's first up to the graphics and the visuals this year. Yes, the game might be 999 gigabytes, but at least they give you some nice things to look at along the way. Another up goes to the always Call of Duty gameplay that they provide every year. It is fluid as ever, and another up goes to the Omni Movement that goes side and side with it with the wall jumping mechanic they added this year, giving players complete fun control over their soldier as they fight it out. Sadly, during battle, a down goes to some of the new annoying equipment added this year. I'm looking at you, drone pods, and I'm also really heavily looking at you cheating ass wall sniper things that can see through walls. And while on the topic of guns and equipment, massive down goes to the Vault guns being borderline OP and game breaking this kind of at launch. Even though the gun side of things is a little bit annoying and unbalanced, you will have fun with this up as I give an up to the maps given to you this year. For the most part, they are pretty good, but a down also goes with this as the maps are a little bit repetitive on the layout side of things. And speaking of layouts and designs, I will never forgive the same menus being given to us every single year at this point. So a down goes out to Black Ops 7 with its overall just DLC feel to it on top of the menus. You could put those together. Even though I do give an up at the same time for allowing us to finally stay in the lobbies with each other for more than a match. And a final up for the spawns actually being, dare I say, good this year? That up could age badly over time, but as of right now, I've spent very little time having frustration issues with the spawning, especially compared to Black Ops 6 last year. Alrighty, another year, another attempt at zombies, or at least Treyarch would like you to believe they attempted something brand new with zombies. Right off the bat, as always, when I talk about zombies in a Call of Duty game, I'm not one that plays it much at all, so I don't know a lot about the detailed lore and crap after about Black Ops 2. This is going to be more of a general opinion if this mode is fun or not, or if it works for me. So right off of the bat, I have to admit it, low-key I was addicted for a lot more time than I expected to be. I'm a big transit defender from Black Ops 2, and this map on BO7 has a lot of similar elements to it. This year you find yourself repairing a truck to get around to different areas of the map. It's kind of like a much less detailed Pacific Drive that came out last year on the indie scene if you played that game. This truck is basically your lifeline to survive this very impressive zombie map. I found this map to be a lot of fun. It has these points of interest areas that almost work as small maps within themselves. And in between each area, you'll find your way traveling through these treacherous areas, avoiding things like bombs on the ground and being swarmed by rabid zombie beast-looking things. And it could be loads of intense fun, to put it in a nutshell. As always, all the gobblegums and perks are back in all their glory. You had me out here playing with randoms equipped with a pack-a-punched ray gun and 30,000 credits already in just round 3. Meanwhile, they're all running around not having a clue what's even going on yet. But don't worry, I was a nice taxi driver and took them everywhere they needed to go, even though some of them refused to listen to my advice and ignore my help. So in the end, some people simply have to be left behind for a nice undead meal. And hey, before we get out of here, massive shout out to BO7 bringing back the simplified survival mode for us old school players out there. As someone that thinks zombies should be pretty much played this way all the time, it is great to see it here. And a shout out to that random dude surviving with me till round 30 or so after our teammates left us 20 rounds prior to that. I was out there running around like a psycho from these armored zombies and these new ruthless bears that'll fuck you up real good. Legitimately, I was having an amazing time with zombies this year, and it really was a shame that we only got one map at launch this year because I was wanting more. So let's round out here with the ups and downs with the zombie section of this video by giving an up first to the very fun map design they gave us this year, even though a down comes with it for being the only map given to us at launch, and that falls into the conversation of BO7 overall feeling like a DLC more than a full-price game. But with that being said, another up goes to the customization and depth the player enters each match with. From big gobblegum selections to new abilities, it all leads to endless fun. And the final up of the game does go to the very entertaining zombie gameplay loop. Whether it's survival or the normal transit feeling mode, zombies had me addicted for more hours than I ever expected. Well, there you have it, a war simulator like none you've ever seen before. From intense gunfights to giant godlike Michael Rooker in the sky, another Call of Duty in the history books. If my tally is correct, we hit the finish line here with 9 ups and 10 downs. As we go to my final score, as always, I want to remind you some ups carry more weight than others, so my final score doesn't always reflect that properly. So with this year's Call of Duty, I'm going to give Black Ops 7 a final above average rating of a 6 out of 10. I absolutely love the zombie mode they threw our way this year. I enjoyed multiplayer a tad more than last year, but the campaign is a solid 1 out of 10. I put a lot more stock into multiplayer and COD over anything else, so that campaign doesn't bring the game down as much as it could have. But it's time to get out of here, people, so let me know what you think of Black Ops 7 in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you love videos about games, movies, and shows. Also be sure to go check out my Black Ops 7 multiplayer map ranking video. Link will be in the description below. I hope you do have a great rest of your day though. That's gonna be it for me in this one. See ya!